Chris Cuomo here. Welcome to NewsNation. I seem to be on a mission to make everybody angry, but that's okay, because if it's antagonizing the fringe is just manifesting what matters to the majority. This is where right and left come to be reasonable. And of course, the MAGA folk and the mirror image on the left, whatever they're going to call themselves, are angry at me. That's their fuel. That's the fringe fuel, outrage about everything. So thank you for proving my point with your asinine responses. And you can say what you want, but threatening me online is one thing, in person is another. Be warned, okay? But look, I don't even blame you guys for acting the fool, because your leaders are trying to match MAGA outrage, and they're ginning you up. They're filling your head with emotions and false notions. And I don't blame you for taking it, because it's coming from everywhere. But BS like Trump's Doge cuts are responsible for the deaths in Central Texas. It's not only not accurate, it's not humane. And that doesn't mean I love Trump. It means I hate inhumanity and indecency. And you don't need to make it up to find legitimate criticisms about this administration. And you know what? I don't really blame your leaders, the ones who are feeding you this poison, because they're only playing the game. They're doing what beat them. Constantly calling out the evil of the other side. All grievance, all the time, all anger. Disruption minus the aspiration or plan or strategy or thought of what you're going to rebuild afterward. It's just destroy. That's because this is the game. And the political pendulum in America goes one way and it swings back, and we know what a pendulum does. When it swings back, it cannot stop in the middle. Sadly, the perfect center only comes after violent opposing swings. So now we have extreme movements on both sides. And I'll give you a litmus test. If somebody, when you say that to them, says, yeah, but they're not a real one. They're not a reasonable person. As soon as there's a but, they're playing in to which fringe they prefer. Litmus test. The reaction to MAGA on the left is at risk of echoing its intensity, and that's fine, but its animosity, its worse negative aspects of demonizing and otherizing is a mistake, and we don't need it. And I can point it out to you that this is happening several ways. And again, this isn't about beating up on the left. Be clear. I think both parties are the problem. The system of two-party governance is the problem. You should not monopolize us and our political process with your two parties. So that's where I am, okay? Nobody else in my position gives you their politics on that level. You have it. Do with it what you will. But I'm saying this because it's not like the right is better. Without MAGA, we wouldn't be here in this extreme environment right now. And that's not to say I don't understand the grievance. It's real. The disaffection is real. I keep saying it because you need to keep hearing it. I'm not judging the people for how they feel about their realities and their economy and their government. I'm not. They've been punished by people who were supposed to be lifting them up. And I get it. But the remedies make no sense on either side. The rhetoric makes no sense on either side, except to just gin you up and piss you off. But it's not getting us anywhere better. So you keep seeing lawmakers like we did on the right, now on the left, who were once measured, just being mean. Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy is smart, may well be a leader for his generation. But he was wrong to tweet, "Accurate weather forecasting helps avoid fatal disasters. There are consequences to Trump's brainless attacks on public workers like meteorologists." You know, I wonder if Senator Murphy is the guy who goes to the funeral of someone who died of a heart attack and looks around and says, "I bet he ate a lot of red meat, didn't he? Boy, that cholesterol will kill you." It's insensitive, but it's also inaccurate, because it turns out, in my analogy, the guy was a vegan. This had nothing to do with staffing or cuts. It was a natural disaster. And it's horrible, and that is enough. And it's not me, it's the union for the National Weather Service employees. It's the meteorologists who are saying this wasn't about staffing. Senator Murphy should be more like his constituents, who are proving they're not having the forced division. They're not buying it, Chris. What are they doing? They're helping and organizing to do more for Texas, all the way from Connecticut. Thank you, owners of Forever Sweet Bakery. Thank you, Mike's Deli in Norwalk, Connecticut, sending diapers, water, toiletries to Texas. That's who we are. That's who we're supposed to be. Senator Murphy, be like your voters. And if I'm wrong, then why are the people who are saying that they are leaders among the Democrats, why aren't they speaking out about the attacks on the ICE enforcement officers? Why? This is a signature move from the right fringe. Deny anything that doesn't work for you. Why are you being silent? You remember Texas, same day as the floods? This group, this box of chocolates, planned a terror attack to kill law enforcement officers. You really have nothing to say about that. And your silence is deafening. You know the expression. Because the only reason you're not talking about it is because you feel that you're responsible for it. That's the truth. And of course, several of them allegedly are trans, because that's just what we needed, right? Is another layer on the bigotry directed towards that group. So an 11th person was arrested in the wake of the attack. He reportedly was a migrant who was granted a green card under the Biden administration. So this is the ugly reaction formation to what we have seen. This is the trash of the left that is trying to answer what it believes came from the other side of the political spectrum. Third point, Democratic lawmakers themselves, I don't recognize them as Democrats. And again, I'm against the party system. But I was raised by a real one, okay? Mario Cuomo was a real one. I know you're all haters these days. Not him, okay? I've never heard Democrats say anything like this. If this had happened in the 1960s, I wish we hadn't been robbed of Dr. Martin Luther King. Because I would love to hear what he's saying about Democrats believing what they need to do right now because of what their constituents want. Wow. Do you know what they're saying? Scroll up to what they're talking about. In the middle of all this, right, the National Weather Service, it's not about the staffing. It's not about DOGE cuts. A Houston meteorologist said the number of vacancies in the local Texas office wasn't unusual. It's not about that. This was a natural disaster, okay? So the Democrats start hearing from their constituents. They think these are members of Congress, Democrats, who are saying this. Scroll to what they're saying. That you're not being tough enough. You got to be tough about everything. You got to be ready to take a bullet, not just get arrested. You definitely got to get arrested, but you got to be ready to take a bullet as a member of Congress to show how violently you are opposed to what the other side is. These are from Democratic lawmakers. This is not Democratic rhetoric. This is the worst I've ever heard in my life in this business. You sound like a bunch of psychos. Can you imagine Mario Cuomo, Ted Kennedy, Daniel Patrick Moynihan? Can you imagine these people saying there needs to be blood to grab the attention of the press and the public? Wow. Wow. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.